quiet Sunday. At a drop yard. Prime's got a drop yard in Atlanta. If you guys don't know, they were looking for parking, like I was looking for parking last night. Well, anyway, I went to a Walmart last night in Monroe, Georgia. And they do have an area in the stage where you can park your truck. And there's a little small truck stop next door. Unfortunately, it was packed to the rafters. Couldn't find a spot. I went up back to Atlanta to get a washout at the Blue Beacon by the Petro there. I cruised through the Petro. Forget about it. That place was jam-packed. You know, Atlanta, you start running out of options. I've never stayed at the drop yard in Atlanta. It's free to park. The code for that is STL ATL. STL ATL. Put that in your Navgo and it'll take you directly to that place. You share it with a bunch of different trucking companies. It's a pretty big lot. I found, luckily I found a place to park because every slot was pretty much taken. It's quiet, it's safe. In fact, they got a 7,000 volt fence surrounding the premise. If you ever get stuck in Atlanta and you can't find a place to hunker down for the night, recommend going there. At least it's an option. Yeah, Prime, I think Prime split the bid on not getting land in Georgia a few years back. We do a lot of freight in and out of Atlanta. But I'm sure they're looking. Like everything else, the prices are out of control today. Your fuel went up another 25 cents. When this insanity is going to stop, I don't know. It's when the current administration takes out the pen and gets rid of all the restrictions that he placed on the Keystone Pipeline and another pipeline and the refineries. He's closed basically every refinery in the United States. Actually, the state of Louisiana had to take him to court because they wanted to close those refineries in Louisiana. And thank God the judge ruled in the state's favor. Fuel prices for unleaded gasoline in California as high as $9 a gallon. Now, like anything else, it's going to come back down. Just got to bear and grin it. And thankfully, I work for a company that gives a really tremendous great fuel surcharge. On this trip up north which is 500 miles, a little less, getting $3.15 for fuel. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting $315 as a fuel surcharge, which basically means as long as I stay at $3.15, depending on where I fuel, that should be enough to get me to the 90 without coming out of pocket with any funds. So here at Prime, you really don't have to worry about it. As an owner-op, you're going to have to kind of worry about it. There's a mathematical equation for owner-ops too. Anything above $1.50, I'm not quite sure, so I'm probably not going to speak on it, but I'll just throw it out there and somebody can correct me. For every nickel above $1.50, I believe it's a nickel towards your fuel surcharge. So even owner-ops not paying full boat. But it's a stressful time for most people. What about the family of four that's got to, get fuel for their car? That's going to cut into their budget. So some scary times are in front of us. Always will make it. Foggy morning. Going up to, there's a pilot near the 01. It's a small little place. I've been there before. I should be able to get a spot, be able to get a 10-hour reset in before having to go pick up the load. This is the place I went to. It's a small little place. And you gotta check in at the guard booth. Then they turn you around to go back out because the docks are on the side of the building. And this is where I cut my wheel. I didn't go far wide enough. And what happened was I couldn't clear the trailers. It was really tight back there, really tight. And I went to back up a little bit more as my trailer was already nearly jackknifed. And that's where I bent my fairing. So that's an eyesore in my truck that I caused, which is going to cost me when I surrender the truck. But I'll get it fixed before my lease is up. Since then, I've been back there 3 times. more scarier coming up to a road that you're not sure of. Because if you follow the GPS 100%, you'll be fine 90% of the time, but that 10% can cost you. So just be aware of that. Until they come out with a truck-specific GPS, which I know of one that's supposedly a truck-specific. It's called a Hammer. You can download the app on Android or iPhone. Hammer, it's pretty good. But again, it's not 100%. Good thing about the Hammer, it's free. And it'll give you a list of truck stops along the route. It's pretty good.